Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. We got Nvidia's earnings out. They are up over 4% here after hours. This is a good sign here for the markets. These guys beating, they're the largest company in the world, obviously. So as this stock goes up, it should be dragging some of these other names with it. I closed out half of my put position here before earnings for this reason. We're not out of the water yet, but this is a good sign that they did beat their earnings. You could see that they were expecting $1.25 and they reported $1.30. So they're up 4%. That's actually a really good thing for the markets. We'll dive more into Nvidia's earnings here today. Really bloody day, folks. I think we are very, very close to a bottom here. I dropped a video on the VIX here. So the VIX measures the volatility of the S&P 500. So this is kind of an advanced thing that we're talking about here. Maybe for some new people, you're not going to understand this much, but when this thing goes up, when the VIX goes up, stocks are coming down. Okay, so you can see the VIX was at its all-time high here back in April, and you can see here April 8th was the very top of that, so that was up here at like 60, and you can see if we go to the S&P 500, that was the low. So what you got to understand is that when the VIX here is going up, the markets are coming down. But one thing I want to point out with the VIX is the fact that we are right up here into this resistance. So $30 is normally a very strong resistance level for the VIX. You can see I could zoom all the way back here to, we're all the way back here in 2024. We had a big spike back there in August, but you could see it topped out here. It topped out here. Let me take the Fibonacci off here for a second. You can see it hit resistance. It came down, hit resistance, came down, hit resistance, came down. Okay, I listened to one of the most famous investors of all time, and they said that when the VIX is at or around 30 is when you should be buying stocks. Okay, it's been down here at 15 for a long time. Now that it's coming up, you're seeing stocks sell off really hard. We added some PayPal today. PayPal's down here at a very good level. It's right back down to where we were in April. So just watching the VIX here, guys, again, this week, this last month has really just sucked for stocks and cryptocurrency. But if you think about it, everybody is down. Everybody that is investing is down on their positions. If they're holding positions, everyone's stocks, unless you were short, have gone down over the last month. So really what matters is how are you going to react? Okay, I think the VIX being up here tells us that we are very close. When this thing gives us a red dot, that's when I believe the bottom is going to be in. So that could be in the next week. That could be tomorrow. It could be very soon, but that will be called out in the Discord. That's what I'm watching. This is the VIX, a good one to have on your watch list. Again, when this one prints a red dot, you will see markets start to rebound here. I think this is really just profit taking. April, when this happened in April, guys, there was a reason it was happening, right? That was the tariffs, okay? People were freaking out about tariffs, the uncertainty around tariffs here in April. But if you guys were buying when everyone else was panicking here, okay, down here, okay, you made a lot of money this year. And look how much the market is up. This is just the S&P 500. So from the bottom of April till now, which it's November, that's 41% if someone was buying down here. So what I think this is just profit taken into the end of the year. I'm still very bullish overall from the long-term standpoint. I mean, you guys can see the fear and greed index over here, right? Look at the fear and greed index. Look at it. It's at all-time lows. It's at 11. This is the stock market fear and greed index. You want to buy the fear. Anytime this thing is below 25, you should be buying. It's sitting at 11 right now. This is not a time to sell. This is not a time to sell. It is a time to hold and look for reasons to buy more. In my opinion, as a technical trader, right? Warren Buffett says it best. Buy when others are fearful, sell when they're greedy. There's no real reason other than profit taken as to why we're going down right now. There's no major economic events or anything going on as to why the market should be going down right now. This is just a correction. Corrections happen in the market. So if you think you're getting into the markets and you're never going to be down on a position, okay, you're never going to be in the red, you've got the wrong idea. That's not the case, okay? Markets go up and markets go down. We have to look at it from a lens of 1 to 6 months, okay? We're buying for the prices in the next 1 to 6 months, okay? We are not day trading here. Again, yes, this last month has been awful. It's been terrible, okay? There's been some names that have gone down a lot, but again, we're not selling, okay, the bottom. We don't want to sell the bottom. Okay, we want to buy when others are fearful. There is a lot of fear in the market right now. I think if you are buying or holding right now, you got the idea. You got the right idea. Okay, we're simply just waiting for our signals to come through. Once we start getting our signals, then we will be more assured that the bottom is in. But the fact that the VIX is all the way up here, okay, around its resistance level here at 30, okay, unless World War III pops off tomorrow or someone bombs the United States or something, I don't see us going past 30. If it happens, we're going to get a big run up for a week or two, and then it's going to come slamming right back down, and it's going to be a great time. But like I said before, a good general rule is when we're in this 30 zone, when we're in this $30 area on the VIX, it's always a good time throughout history to be buying. You see resistance, resistance. Yes, it has these big spikes. This was the COVID spike right here. Nothing like COVID is going on right now. There is not that kind of uncertainty. All this is profit taking into the end of the year. Okay, that's what it looks like to me. People are taking their profits after buying the dip right here in April, and they're just enjoying their profits, and they're probably getting ready for the holiday. They're going to go spend the holiday with their family. That's all it is, folks. That's all it looks like. So I am watching the VIX like a hawk here, okay, for a red dot on the daily. I think when we get that, that is when the markets will start to turn. Again, that could be tomorrow. That could be in a couple weeks. It could be next week. But I think we are very, very close, given the fact that the blue wave is all the way up here on the daily. What's going on, Bob? What's going on, Mark, Joe, Tom? How y'all doing here? Tom's tuning in from Florida. So yeah, I really want you guys to watch the VIX here. I think that's going to be a big chart. Again, deep red for my portfolio today. Not panicking. Again, we're swing traders here. We're not worried about the short term fluctuations. As you've seen over the last couple of weeks, it sucks to watch, right? If you guys didn't take profits, if you guys weren't taking profits back in August, September, yes, it sucks to watch some of your altcoins go back down. Okay, we were selling Chainlink up here between 20 and 24. It's down here to 13. So we're taking these profits now that we were taking up here in the red zone on the red dots, and we are redeploying them back in now that we're down here in the golden zones. I mean, these altcoins look so stupidly cheap right now, and I think it's going to be a big Q1 for altcoins especially. I think we're going to pump very hard into Q1, Q2 of 2026, and then that is where I believe the top is going to be. Okay, we had some topping signals back here in August and in September. Again, if you didn't take profits up here in the red zone, that's our strategy. The red dot in the red zone is where we like to take some off. You have to sell some. You don't have to sell the whole thing. Okay, but again, if you weren't taking profits up here, we were selling Ethereum between 4,000 and 5,000. I emptied my Ethereum bag right here. Okay, right there at 3,800 to 4,000. It ended up going to 5,000. You got some more signals here. Again, that was profit taking time. If you weren't taking profits up here in this zone, okay, you probably are not very happy right now down here at 3,000. So Nvidia beating earnings, I think, is a good thing for the markets overall, for the bulls especially. That should drag the market up as long as it can maintain those gains. But that is a good sign here, right? The biggest company in the world is going up, and that's going to drag a lot of stocks up with it as long as it can hold on to its gains there. So with that being said, before we get into your guys' chart requests, I'm going to be taking chart requests over here from the Discord and also from the live chat. So go ahead and drop your chart requests in the live chat here. I'm going to cover these names from our members over here in the chart request section, and then I'll be taking live chart requests here from the chat on YouTube. So stick around. Before we get into those, I want to go over our trading strategy for everybody that is new, and I just want to refresh everybody who's been around here. So our strategy is based on three things here, guys: logic, data, and discipline. Okay, does it logically make sense to do what you're doing? Meaning, are we fearful or are people greedy? Okay, you got to understand what the logic behind taking your position is. Okay, the data is going to be all of our signals, all of our indicators, past price action. Okay, that's going to be the data, and then the discipline is going to be the discipline to stick to our strategy and to stick to these rules. So rule number one of our trading rules is we are swing traders that we focus on a monthly and a daily chart. Okay, we're 1 to 6 months out on all of our investments. That means if we buy something and it goes down 50% next week, we got to be willing to have the discipline to stick to our plan and remain long 1 to 6 months out at all times. Okay, so 1 to 6 month time frame. We are not day traders. If you guys want to day trade, if you guys want to watch the price every single day and worry about the dips every single day, this is not the channel for you. Okay, you need to be willing to hold your assets that you buy here off of these signals for at least a minimum of 6 months. That's a half a year. Okay, a half a year. Okay, so rule number 2 is we enter and exit positions using the trading indicator. The green dot means buy, and the red dot means sell. Okay, so if we look at a chart of Bitcoin here, Bitcoin's the easiest one to reference. Okay, the green dot means buy, and the red dot means sell. We got a green dot back here in 2023 on Bitcoin at 18. We had one right here in 2023 in October at 27, and one right here in November at around 65. We also had one right here in May at around 93, and it pumped all the way up here to 125. So these signals tell us that we are going up over the next 1 to 6 months. Okay, so as long as the dot is green, we're bullish on the asset, and as long as it is red, we're bearish on the asset. So right now, we would be bearish on Bitcoin, okay, as long as this dot remains red, right? As long as it remains red. We're looking for the green dot to flip our stance to bullish. If it's red, we're bearish. If it's green, we're bullish. It's that simple. And that's on a monthly chart. So rule number 4 is probably the most important rule when it comes to the trading indicator and the red and green dots. Okay, we only want to buy assets that have a green dot here on the monthly chart. Okay, so what I'm talking about, what I just said, was Bitcoin. If we want to buy Bitcoin here, we want to make sure that the dot is green on the chart. Okay, if it's not green, we're not looking for a position. Okay, and it is red, and it's been red here since September, all the way up here at 117. Okay, now it's coming down. It's testing a very strong support. One thing I am noticing on Bitcoin right now is this trend line. So you can see that it's kind of trying to hold this trend line here. Maybe got faked out a little bit right there, but that is a pretty big macro trend line. I mean, trend lines are just funny to me. I don't use trend lines very much, but you could see here, if I drew this from that low right there, you could see that, yes, there is a ascending trend to the upside. So 90K is going to be a really big level here. If it breaks, again, I'm not even looking for positions on Bitcoin. I don't care what Bitcoin does right here. I'd rather buy names that have a green dot on the monthly chart, like ICP, Uniswap doesn't have one yet, but Filecoin has one. Filecoin has a green dot. Okay, so when I'm looking at crypto, I'm looking at the crypto that has the green dots, not the red dots, right? Bitcoin, red. Okay, Bitcoin red. Don't care about Bitcoin. It also had the MACD crossover here this month. Look at the last time we got the MACD crossover on the monthly, guys. Again, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for Bitcoin. I hope Bitcoin rips up to $1 million like everybody's telling us it is. Okay, but you can see the last time, this is data, right? This is logic and data. Okay, again, everything we do here is based on logic, data, and discipline. If the data says we're bearish, we got to be bearish. Right? We can't be bullish on something that is telling us. Look at that. The last time we got the red MACD crossover back here, okay, when it switched to red was in January of 2022. That was right here at 56. It went all the way down to 16. So I do not care about Bitcoin. I would rather buy names like Filecoin here, like ICP, and all these altcoins in the portfolio. I mean, there's just a ton of names right now on the altcoins. Okay, we want to buy when this wave is down here on the names. We don't want to buy Bitcoin when the wave is way up here. Okay, this is where logic comes in. This is when people are greedy. This is when people are fearful. If you guys were here in 2023, I almost deleted the channel completely, okay, because there was nobody talking about Bitcoin down here at 20,000. Okay, when the wave is down here, people don't care. When it's up here, this is when everyone's screaming and shouting. So if you can buy down here and sell up here, you're beating everybody else. And there are some names like ICP. I have a very heavy position on ICP, on Uniswap, on Filecoin. Okay, because they're given the green dots here on the monthly chart. That's rule number 4. And then rule number 5 is we want to buy the day of the green dot in or around the golden zones as long as the monthly is green. So if you're getting the green dot on the monthly, you should be taking a position. Like ICP here, I re-entered ICP around $5.27. Again, just playing the green dot here on the monthly. Okay, and then once we get the green dot on the monthly, if you experience a pullback like we've gotten here on ICP, so here's a great example of a trade, right? Green dot on the monthly. What are we doing now? Now we're in on the daily chart looking for a pullback like this. This thing went from $3 where we bought it all the way up here to 10. Okay, that was literally a 235% gain. I sold somewhere right here in the $7 to $8 range, and now it's all the way back down here to 5. So I took my profits and I am re-entering the trade on ICP on a green dot here on the daily chart. Okay, I bought some at around $5.20 or something, but that confirmation of that green dot on the daily is going to be that confirmation. It's building a strong base here at around 450. So again, if you were looking for a trade on ICP right now with the green dot on the monthly, you could be in here on the daily looking for that daily dot. Okay, our strategy is laid out right here. Monthly green dot plus daily green dot equals buy. Same thing with Filecoin. Okay, and again, these are 1 to 6 month swing trades. Okay, a lot of new people come in and they think that when they buy something, they're going to get rich tomorrow. Okay, that's the mindset around most trading and most strategies today. They're trying to get the Lambos, they're trying to get the girls, they're trying to get all this stuff in the matter of 1 to 3 days. People don't have patience anymore. Okay, people don't have patience anymore, especially in the markets. They see their account go down, they're like, oh my God, panic sell, and then they go do something else, or they re-enter when there's a big pump after that. But Filecoin, same kind of thing here, right? We got the green monthly, so what are we doing? Now we're into the daily chart here, looking for the daily alert. As long as the monthly dot is green, we should be looking to buy these kind of pullbacks. Again, Filecoin, we bought this at 155. It went all the way up to 4. Now it's pulled all the way back here to 185. So what we need is that green dot there on the daily chart. So that's the buying strategy. Okay, that's the buying strategy. So the selling strategy is just as important as the buying strategy because you need to know where to take your profits. You need to know where to cash out. So sell strategy number 1, we have 2 different sell strategies. Sell strategy number 1 is that we want to sell a red dot in the red zone. So the red zone is going to be this part of the Fibonacci here. Okay, this is the Fibonacci. If you guys don't know what the Fibonacci tool is, I have a free trading course over here in the trading course section of the Discord. Discord's free to join. We do have a membership, but you guys can watch this free course. There's 7 or 8 videos over here, and it explains what the Fibonacci is. So what we're doing on the Fibonacci, so let's just go back to Bitcoin, for example, here. What we're doing on the Fibonacci is we're looking for the red dot in the red zone. Okay, and again, this is on the daily chart. This is our first selling strategy. Okay, first selling strategy, a red dot in the red zone on the daily. You can see this was called out here on Bitcoin right here on October 6th at 126. That was the exact top. It also gave you one right here at 120. It gave you one right here at 123. So again, if you weren't taking profits up here and you're mad at yourself now for not doing it, you weren't disciplined enough to stick to the strategy. Red dot in the red zone, you always have to sell some. You have to sell at least 25 to 50% of your position. And then when it dips, guess what? You could take your cash and you could re-enter the position when it makes sense again. So Bitcoin, again, we don't care about Bitcoin until the dot either flips green here on the monthly. We also look at the weekly too. I think these weekly dots are going to be a very big tell. I've been saying that for probably the last month. I'm saying watch the weekly chart here. You see Bitcoin, every time this thing comes down here and gives you a green dot on the weekly, since ever, right? It's been a good time to buy. So you can see right here in 2023, 2 years ago, 27,000, green dot, rip. Same thing right here in September 2024, 57, rip. So the fact that the wave is back down here now is a good sign for Bitcoin. Okay, if we're gonna get a bottoming signal, if I'm gonna say, hey, this is the potential bottom for Bitcoin, and I do think it could come all the way down here to 80 and bounce, but that green dot is gonna be a big, big tell for crypto. If you guys are watching any crypto chart right now, I know we're focused on the monthly and the daily here, but the weekly charts I'm watching like an absolute hawk. Okay. Boom, green dot here on Uniswap. Every time Uniswap's had a green dot on the weekly, it's been a time to buy, been a time to buy, been a time to buy. So the monthly and the weekly charts are the 2 most accurate charts when it comes to these signals. Okay, the weekly chart, again, we don't incorporate that into the strategy, but they are still very accurate signals, and that's the weekly charts I'm watching like a hawk for altcoins. I think that will be the bottom, and I think when we do bottom, I think we're going to get an explosive move to the upside. You'll see all these losses wiped away in the matter of weeks. Okay, and people be like, what just happened? Right? I mean, the fear and greed index right now, guys, is sitting at a stupidly low number. I mean, 16. It was 20. The low in April was 25. No, it was 15. So it was 15. Okay, and we're sitting at 16. So this is the same exact number we're sitting at here in November 2025 as we were here in April. Okay, what happened in April? Let's just go to Ethereum. Where was Ethereum at in April? April right here. Ethereum was sitting at $1,600, guys. If you guys would have bought right here Ethereum back in April, you made a ton of money this year. Okay, so the fact that the fear and greed index is right back down at the same spot that it was back here in April tells you that right now is not a good time to be selling. It is a good time to be holding or buying more. If you're buying more right now, if you have the cash to somehow buy more, okay, on these next round of dots, you're going to be very happy come, I think, sometime midway through next year. I think midway through next year is when we're going to see the next big parabolic move up. Because again, these markets move in waves. Nothing goes straight up. They move in waves. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. Okay, and we are on that downside of the wave. Okay, so again, people are fearful down here and they're greedy up here. So I am watching weekly charts right now like a hawk. The weekly dots actually normally come before the monthly dots. So you can see Ethereum does have a red monthly. So 3,000 is going to be a really big level for Ethereum. It's just a very interesting time right now. Again, I just think all of this sell action is profit taken. I think there are a lot of people taking profits that bought back here in April at 1,500. I mean, this thing went up this year from April. If you guys bought in April when the Fear and Greed Index was down here, you made 200%. You tripled your money. You put in 10,000 here, you made $30,000. So this was the upswing. Okay, we want to buy on these downswings. So again, green dots on the weekly are going to be very, very interesting. The next round of those. And those are all called out over here in the trade alert section. So again, just takes discipline, takes patience, and that's what we do, folks. So again, it sucks sometimes if you guys got caught in this downward action. If you didn't take profit somewhere up here at 4,000 and you're riding it back down, okay, that does suck sometimes. Okay, but again, we learn from our mistakes. We get better and better every day, and that's just what we do. Okay, and then the second sell strategy before we get into your guys' requests here. Again, I just like to cover these because I think the rules, it doesn't matter what I'm saying. If you guys can come up with a plan and stick to the plan, that's how you're going to be successful traders. Okay, so you need to have a plan of action, right? You can't just be throwing darts at a dartboard with a blindfold on. You have to have a reason you're buying and a reason you're selling that makes sense. That's where the logic and the data comes in, and then the discipline comes in when you're able to have the discipline to stick to what you say you're going to do. Okay, discipline, discipline, discipline. And then sell strategy number 2. So we have 2 sell strategies. The first one is my favorite. Okay, the red dot and the red zone on the daily. That's one of my favorite sell strategies. And then the second one's going to be we sell when the stochastic RSI, the light blue line on the trading indicator, hits the white dotted line on the monthly chart. Okay, so for Ethereum, when this stochastic RSI, that's the light blue line on our trading indicator, when that comes up here and hits this white dotted line up here, normally time to take profits. It got really close here. In October, it didn't quite touch the top. But again, if you're looking at the daily, you should have been taking some profits up here in this area on Ethereum. So Ethereum's coming down now. Okay, Ethereum's coming down. The best thing we could do is, again, I'd be looking at the weekly chart right now. Okay, looking for that green dot on the weekly. But our sell strategy is when that touches that white dotted line or it gets close to it, just like Ethereum did here. Okay, that is when we want to take our profits. So again, if you do not have a sell strategy, you need one. Okay, and that's ours. So again, these trades are for 1 to 6 months out, folks. These are not get-rich-quick trades. Sometimes we'll go down on positions, but we just need to have a plan and the discipline to stick to our strategy. Okay, and weeks like this and weeks like last week are what test your discipline. Okay, you're being tested. So, I mean, I've seen some people giving up in the Discord. Again, this is not a fun time to be in the markets because everybody is typically shifting negative, right? People are getting very negative on stuff. They didn't take their profits. Now they're watching their accounts go down, and they're frustrated, right? So, again, have a plan, have the discipline to stick to it, learn from your mistakes, and let's keep it moving forward. Let's stay positive and focused here. So with that being said, I'm going to start over here with our chart request here from our members. I'll knock these out, and then I will go ahead and knock out your guys' requests here from the chat before we start. Let me go ahead and pray for us. Lord Jesus, thank you for another day and another opportunity to get better and be better, Father. Help us spread the light down here in the dark world, Father, in the presence of all the negativity and all the bad stuff going on in the world. Father, we know that the world is full of darkness, but it is also full of light, and it's a choice every day to choose between the light and the dark, and Father, we choose the light. I pray that you will just rain down your blessings on the Spartans, on everybody watching this video. God, just lift them up. Help us make the right decisions with our investments and what we're doing here, trying to build generational wealth for our families that we can give back to our communities and be generous with every dollar that we have. Help us view money as a tool and not an idol, God. Again, bless the Spartan army, bless the Overkill army, and God, just guide us. Guide us in everything that we do, in our finances, in our relationships, in the way that we do everything. Because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything, Father. So help us stay disciplined and just guide us in all that we do, Father. Thank you for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. So I'll start up here with Kenny. This is where we left off on Friday. Kenny says XLM and AMC. XLM is going to be the first one. Again, any cryptocurrency right now, guys, I'm going to refer you to the weekly chart. We're right back down here at the bottom of the Fibonacci. Again, if you guys do not have these tools that we're going to talk about today, you guys can download those over here in the Trading Indicator tab right here. If you have any trouble with that, just shoot me an email. My email's right there. But this Fibonacci tool, you guys can learn a lot in trading with it. Okay, this is a great video on the Fibonacci tool in our free trading course over here. You guys can check out. But it is back at the bottom. So every time we come down in here to the golden zone of the bottom, okay, you can see when we're in the golden zone of the Fibonacci, that's when we want to be buying. And when we're up here in the red zone is when we want to be selling. So this thing is back down in the golden zone, okay? But it does have a red dot here on the monthly. So we want to use caution here, okay? What I'm at least going to advise you to do is wait for the green dot here on the weekly. I think we're getting really close. Again, look at the last two weekly dots here. April at 24 cents, the same price we're sitting at right now, popped up to 52. I would watch for the weekly first if you want to add this, and then the monthly should come directly after that. That thing has really nice support right there at 20 cents. So if you want to buy this one or add to it, I would add it on the next weekly. What else we got? AMC from Kenny. Again, I will be taking your guys' requests here from the chat too. Just let me get through our members first. AMC looks like a rug pull. Okay, red on the monthly. This thing just looks awful. It doesn't look good. It's down here at $2 right now. Broke through the fib, so I don't like it personally. I don't like the financials of it. I just don't think people go to the movies anymore like they used to. I would stay away from that one or wait for a weekly dot. Lululemon, though, looks interesting down here at the bottom of the fib. Again, what I would do is wait for the green dot here on the monthly for Lululemon. Oracle. ORCL, this one's red on the monthly, so we would not be taking any long positions here, right? We want to wait for a dramatic pullback. What's the weekly saying? Okay, the weekly also red. So at least wait for the weekly dot if you want to anticipate the red dot, but I would be short Oracle here as long as these dots remain red. As long as the dot is red, we're bearish. Okta, OKTA, I got stopped out of this one not too long ago. It's all the way down to 80, so I would be waiting on the monthly dot. Just wait for that monthly signal. This one came right here at $80. That was back in 2024, about a year ago. It popped all the way up to 127. Again, if we're going to stick to the strategy, let's wait for the signal. Okay, either on the weekly or the monthly. The weekly might even be an interesting spot to add this one. It does have some support down here from back in 2024 at $70. It's sitting at 80 right now. So I'd be watching for the monthly alert here on Okta. What's the daily saying? The daily's all the way back down here in the golden zone as well. So again, if you're long term, we want to be buying down in this bottom golden zone on the Fibonacci. Okay, the last time it was all the way down here was in September of 2024, over a year ago. We are now back down inside that range. Again, this thing popped from 70 all the way up to 127 for a beautiful, beautiful trade here. So they do have earnings coming up, looks like next Tuesday or in a couple weeks. So something to take into consideration. But with our strategy, we would be waiting on that monthly signal. We got RR. I added to RR this week. It doesn't have any monthly data because it's a new stock. This is more of a fundamental play for me. I do think it's going to bottom here at $3. Doesn't mean it has to, but $3 is a very strong support level for this. This is a robotics company. It's only a $3 stock right now. They're pretty new. They're not making too much money yet, but I think they're going to grow as time goes on. They're one of the biggest robotic stocks right now, trending robotic stocks right now. And as long as that thing holds on to $3, I think it looks really good. I like that the wave's way down here and that we're in the bottom of this golden zone. I added to this position here this week. I think my average cost is now like $3.50. So it's sitting at $3.40 as we speak. I'm down like 10 cents on the play, but I'm holding this one long. I like the fundamentals of it, and they got some pretty nice partnerships. So I'm still long. $3 is a solid support level. If it goes down to $2, I'm just going to buy more. But I think it finds a bottom right there at 3. We got ET. ET's not doing much. ET has support down here at 16. These guys have a nice dividend, but it doesn't have the monthly yet. So if you're in this one, I would just make sure it holds the bottom of this fib level here. I'd have a stop loss probably set down here at 15 if I was buying ET at these levels. Oxy. Occidental Petroleum. Okay, just chilling down here at 40. So right now the current support level is down here at like 39. I would wait for the weekly or the monthly. These oil and gas stocks haven't really been moving. I've traded this one a couple times, but it's very choppy. If you're in this one, I would have a stop loss at $39. It has a red monthly dot. So when you get the red monthly is when you want to set a stop loss. I would set one right there at 39. BMNR. This is that Ethereum treasury company here. This is that Ethereum treasury company. It's sitting at 30. Can't really see this one on the weekly or the monthly, but it's down here at 30. This one's a tough one to trade. If it comes down to 20, maybe bite. But as of right now, this thing's stuck in a downtrend. And I can't see the data here on the... Actually, I can. It's red on the monthly. So they had a couple stock splits. So when they have stock splits, it's really hard to chart. So we have to be in here on the daily. I think if that goes to 20, you buy it. I don't know. I haven't been a fan of this stock. I thought it was all hype from the beginning. They're an Ethereum treasury company, so it's pretty much pegged to the Ethereum price. But it's sitting at 30. I think if you want to buy it here, I'd wait for a green dot on the daily, and I'd watch $20 as the support there. I think there's some better names to own than that. STZ, I also got back into this position this week. The reason I got back in was because the weekly signal actually, and then it also has, it doesn't have the monthly yet, but I do think it's going to bottom somewhere in this range. I have a tight stop loss set on this one at like $25, but my target is up here between 220 and 240. Warren Buffett actually owns this company. I believe they're a beverage company. They make, I think they make Modelo. And again, if it breaks 125, I'm going to sell it. But I took a stab at it thinking that, hey, it's going to bottom right here because of the green dot on the weekly. If that thing has a move back to 200, I would sell it. But as of right now, I'm holding it with a tight stop loss and a target. Our target price is always up here in the red zone between 220 and 240. DKNG, how's that one doing? That one's just hanging out here around 28, 29. So I would say the bottom's probably right here at 25. This is that sports gambling name. I just don't like the industry, and I think there's too much competition for them right now. They're green on the monthly, so I'd wait for the green weekly on DKNG. Holy smokes. Nail's been getting hammered. I saw HD sell off really hard, and this one's back down at the bottom of the fib zone. So the last time we were down here was back in June. That was about, 4 or 5 months ago. It went from 45 all the way up to 100. Now it's pulled back. So I think this looks interesting down here. I'd look for the green daily or the weekly. I think that'll call the bottom, but it does have very strong support right there at $40. I'd be looking for the weekly or the daily signals, and I think the monthly is actually red here. So as long as it holds on to 40, it looks good, but if it breaks down below 40, things could get pretty ugly, and it could come all the way back down here to 20. If it comes down to 20, I would be looking to buy the crap out of it because the home builders, they're not really doing that great right now, to be honest with you. I don't think a lot of people are building homes right now in the current market. Look at HD. HD is a big part of that nail, and that thing's selling off really hard. That's actually down here into the fib. So you're seeing a sell-off in some of these sectors that's pretty nasty. I mean, if HD comes back down here to like 240, I think that'd be a good spot. But again, the red dot is a very concerning signal on the monthly. Okay, that is the sign that, hey, this is a potential macro sell-off. So if HD breaks like 320, okay, that could have a broader sell-off, which should bring nail down. But I would be waiting for the weekly or the daily to add, or waiting for another green monthly to come now that we got the red. But you can see it has very strong support right here at the $40 level. We got Snap. Snap just hanging out right here at $8. Snap does have a green dot here on the monthly, so we're in here on the daily looking for the daily dots to add. Okay, I think this one finds a bottom here at 8 and shoots back up here. Target on this is 12 to 13. I still really like that stock, and I'm still holding that one. MVRI. MVRI. Never heard of this one before. I don't even see it on the ticker. Oh, you probably mean Marvel. Oops. MRVL. Yeah, you probably mean Marvel Technology. That one's bouncing on the 50 here. That's actually good. This one should get a bounce here off the Nvidia beating earnings. It is green on the monthly, so I'm not sure why that one's in our red list, but it is green on the monthly. I like this one a lot. It's probably the best request so far. Perfect bounce off the mean right there at 78. As long as it holds 78, this one looks good. I'd buy this one on the next green daily. Those green daily dots are called out over here in the Discord. We call out the monthlies, we call out the weeklies, and we call out the 4 hours over here. We have a section here too, dots and signals. This will tell you how to trade each signal. Okay, buy as long as the monthly is green on the daily. Marvel does have a green dot here on the monthly. So that tells us that we are going in the upward direction in the coming months. Therefore, we're looking for the little minor pullbacks here that we got on Marvel. This one looks good. Target is 120 on Marvel. That's actually my favorite request of the day so far. CMG, this thing's been hammered too. Some of these stocks are just trading at a major discount. This one's trying to find a bottom here at 30. Okay, trying to find a bottom here at 30. If you want to snag it now, I'd use a tight stop loss at 30. If 30 breaks, you'll probably buy it down here at 20. But best thing you could do right now is wait for the green dot there on the monthly chart of CMG. That's Chipotle Mexican Grill. If you guys can't type over here in the Discord under the chart requests, we have a new rank over here. So if you click on this link here, it's going to bring you over to our membership. So again, the Discord is free to join. We have 2 options. And to request charts for these videos on Wednesday and Friday, meaning your request gets covered no matter what at the beginning of the video, you guys can unlock the chart request by subscribing to the Captain plan. The Captains are going to be blue over here in the Discord, and the Spartans are going to be green. So if you can't type here in the chart request thread, it's because you're not a captain. All you got to do is click on this link right here to be covered on the live streams here on Wednesday and Friday. We got Dusk from Roger. Dusk, the Dusk Network. That one's green on the monthly. That looks good. Okay, so we'd be buying this one. You should have bought it right here on Monday when you got that green dot. It's still sitting at around the same price. I like this one a lot. That one looks good for a crypto. AGIX. AGIX is too high. I don't know if you're talking about the crypto or the stock. That one's coming down. If you're talking about the stock, yeah, they both look overdone. AGIX is artificial intelligence technology ETF. So yeah, I wouldn't be longing this one here. We're too close to the red zone. AKRO. Again, folks, you got to think in terms of 1 to 6 months out with this strategy. If it goes up tomorrow, right, it doesn't matter. We're looking 1 to 6 months out. How do we know we're getting the best possible price for a 1 to 6 month time frame? We simply just look at the monthly. Like, we've been buying DJT. I bought DJT at $17, guys. I'm down like 40% on my position. What did I not do right? I didn't wait for the monthly confirmation. But am I going to sell it down here? No. Okay? Because, again, we're right here at the 40-year low, and my target is in the red zone. So I'm waiting for this to come back up here to the red zone between 35 and 40 now before I sell. I'm not buying for the prices. I didn't buy at 17 to sell it at 10. So I'm just waiting for my target to hit. That target should now be 35 to 40, and we're simply just waiting on our signal. Okay, the monthly dot is where we want, but we want to be buying when this wave is down here, right? Look at Filecoin, wave down here. Look at Uniswap, wave kind of down there. Okay, look at Play, wave down here. This is where we're loading up, okay? This is where we're loading up, wave down here. Okay, if we jump the gun on the green dot, we just got to be disciplined to wait for that green dot to show up, because when it does, you're going to get a big fat green candle to the upside. Okay, GDRX, again, we got the green followed by a red. Now we're just waiting for another green dot. By the way, I bought this stock today, guys. Circle. This is Circle Internet Group. This is a crypto play. You guys can see this over here. You can see June is when it IPO'd. Okay, these guys own USDC, which is one of the largest stable coins out there, USDC. And it IPO'd back here in June at 64 and went all the way up to $300. See that? Big move from 64 to 300. And it's all the way back down here at the price it opened up at. So again, if you're bullish on stable coins, which seems to be that it's going to be the standard in finance in the coming years, is going to be stable coins. We're getting away from the dollar, going to stable coins. This stock owns the largest, they run the largest stable coin there is. USDC is the largest stable coin out there, and this company is in charge of that stable coin. So I bought this at 67 today. Just wanted to share that. I call out all my trades over here for you guys, all the wins, all the losses. I bought actually a couple things today. I sold those Nvidia puts before earnings. I'm glad I did because the stock's up. Got stopped out on JD, and I bought more PayPal. Also, I bought Circle and sold half of my Palantir puts. So Nvidia going up kind of gives hope to the bulls that this market's going to reverse. But the whole point is, right, we want to be buying when they're cheap, buying when stuff is cheap, right? Circle is cheap. The wave's down here. It's back down at its opening price. I think this is a very interesting stock to watch in the coming 1 to 6 months. A couple more here from the Discord. AKRO. Did we cover that one? AKRO. Okay, and drop those chart requests in the chat, guys. I will be touching on those. This one's up here in the red zone, so we'd be selling. QSI, anything in the red zone, we're sellers of, guys. We're never buying in the red zone. So this one's back down here at an interesting level at $1. This is one of those quantum computing plays. It's green on the monthly and green on the daily, so we'd be buying that one here around 132 using our strategy. But it looks like a penny stock, so be careful with that. I don't buy a lot of penny stocks. The only penny stocks I own right now are GDRX and RR, and I feel like both of those are real legitimate companies. Cody looks good down here at 550. It's at the bottom of the fib, and it has a green monthly. So again, I don't know anything about this stock, but it looks very cheap right now. It was all the way up here at $24 back here in December of last year. So it's down at $5 now. So if you believe in the company and you think they're going to grow over time, right now this looks very cheap. Bill, BILL. Bill is still green here on the monthly. So again, if it's green on the monthly, we're looking to buy these green dots on the daily. You got one back here at 47. Target's up here at 90. That one's still a buy. As long as the monthly is green, it is a buy. Okay, here's ACHR. ACHR is red on the monthly. So we would be sellers here, or we would be using a tight stop loss at $6.90. You want to make sure that holds 7. If 7 breaks, it's probably coming back down there to 4. Use a tight stop on that one. SGML. This is Lithium Corporation. That had a nice pop here. Target on that would be up here between 12 and 14. I would sell this one on the next red dot that you get. You might even consider taking some off here. If you entered here at $5, you're up 100%, so you could always sell half, but I'd be looking to sell the next one on the next red dot there on the daily. And then Ondo, ONDO, this one's down here at 50 cents. Another one I'd be watching the weekly on. There's no data on the monthly of Ondo yet. So we're watching the weekly. Okay, if there's no data on your indicator, that means it's too new. It just came out here in 2024. So there's not enough data to feed the indicator. So you want to use a smaller time frame like the weekly. And again, the last time it got a green dot was back here in June at 75 cents. It popped up to $1.20, and now it's selling off down here to 50. 50 is where we bought them back here in August of 2024, and it went all the way up to $2. So we're back down at this 2024 support level. So that's a big level. I don't think this is a bad place to be adding Ondo. Again, if you want to wait for the confirmation, that's the best thing you could do. But if we break 50 cents, this thing could come all the way back down here to 20, and you could just simply add more at that time. But I do think 50 cents is a good spot to be adding Ondo here. I would wait for the green dot, though, on the weekly for the confirmation. Every time this thing gave you a weekly dot, it was a time to buy. Time to buy there at 60. Time to buy here at 75. Time to sell right here. Okay, and then time to buy, time to buy. Okay, when we get that green dot on Ondo, I think that's going to set up very, very nicely. And then the last one here from the Discord, before we go to the chat, is going to be Jasmy. Jasmy, same thing. We need the weekly or we need the monthly. Okay, that monthly dot is going to set up all these altcoins. All the waves are way down here, guys. Any altcoin you look at right now, Ondo, you look at AVAX. Okay, AVAX way down here. We want to sell when this wave's up here. Okay, that's when altcoin season is actually going to happen. We could be 1 to 6 months out. We could be 6 months away from altcoin season, right? So you look at Ethereum. Ethereum's already up there. Ethereum, I'm not interested in Ethereum right now. But some of these other names, Solana's red, so we're not interested in Solana. We're interested in the names that are down here, right, below the 0 line on the indicator. Names like Near. Okay, names like Chainlink isn't quite there yet. Names like ICP, names like Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap is below the 0 line. Filecoin below the 0 line. So again, we're buying and holding these for the next 1 to 6 months, and then we're going to reevaluate in the next 1 to 6 months and see where we're at. If the wave is way up here on the monthly, okay, Filecoin was all the way up here at $225 back here in April. The last bull run, it hit $225. It's at $1.85. The high from 4 years ago was $236. It's at $1.85. So if this thing just goes halfway back to 120, you're making 10,000%. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but I mean, you just got to be thinking logically here, right? We're at the low of 2020. I mean, 2020 was the last time we hit these prices. That was 5 years ago. It's not over. Okay, the bull run, it's not over. We're going to have a bounce eventually. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but what I can tell you is that right now, when this wave is down here on these assets, it is time to be loading up. Okay, time to be loading up. So again, Jasmine, I'd wait for the monthly there. That's it for the Discord. Again, if you guys want to put your requests in here to get them answered at the beginning of Wednesday's stream and Friday's stream, just click on this link right here in the chart request thread, and that will take you to the place where you can upgrade to Captain. We have over 3,000 people in the Discord now, so it is a new rank to request charts. Everything else stays the same. You guys get all the trade alerts as a Spartan and access to all my trades. The only thing that's different between a Spartan and a Captain is that you get access to get your chart requests answered no matter what on these streams. And also you get access to the Captain chat here as well, which has priority over the rest of the chats of the Discord. Those are the only differences. So with that being said, what do you guys got for chart requests here? Go ahead and drop them here in the chat. I will be taking them straight from the chat here, and we'll be looking at them for you. Arthur says WKHS. This is Workhorse. Workhorse is a penny stock. Just a penny stock. I would avoid this. I don't know their financials. What are they making? $2 million a quarter. That ain't much. So if you want to take a risk on a penny stock, go ahead. Down here at 70 cents. But I'm not a big penny stock guy. I don't know too much about that company either. So if you know something that I don't, let me know. But that just thing looks like it got absolutely denied. CRV here from Jeff. Target on this is up here at $1. I like the fact that it's down here at the bottom of the Fibonacci. So this looks good. Again, all you need is to either flip here on the monthly or the weekly. I'm telling you guys, the bottom is going to be in for crypto when we get these weekly signals. When these weekly signals pop over here inside of the Discord, that is when I will say the bottom for alts is it. The bottom for altcoins, I've been saying this for a month, will be in when we get the weekly signals. Okay, so CRV, you can see it's right back down here to the 2025 lows. If it breaks this level here at 40 to 30, it'll probably come down here to 20, and that's where you could buy more. But the fact the wave is this far down here, all we need is that weekly dot, and I think this thing is going to rip higher. We could go sideways for a little bit. This could possibly happen, and then that big move will come. So I'd be waiting for the weekly on this one. Hype from Parrish. Hype. A lot of hype behind this name. Just waiting on the weekly signal. It's trying to build support here at 35. Again, I just wait for that green dot there on the weekly. QNT from Shane. What's going on, brother? QNT. This one's trying to build a base right here at 80. This one's not really moving too hard. This is one of those ISO coins, though. This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. You might want to wait for the daily or the next weekly to show up. If you can get this one down here at 60, the level we hit back here in April, that'd be great. That's the level I'm really watching. That looks like the true support down there. Not saying it can't bounce right here around 70, but it does have a red dot here on the weekly. So you want that thing to hold on to, I would say, 68 if you're buying it here. XRP. XRP. What happened to XRP, everybody? Where'd we get the monthly signal on XRP? That was back here in September, just with Bitcoin at $3. This thing's now sitting at 2. Okay? Again, you can watch the weekly chart here. I have been saying $2 is a very strong support here for XRP. That's where we bounced right here. It's where we bounced right here. This thing really needs to hold too. Okay, and I do not like the monthly chart at all. I don't like the monthly chart. I hate it. I don't like it at all. But if you want to own XRP and buy it at 2, again, we were buying XRP down here at 50 cents. Okay, that seemed like a lifetime ago, but it was about a year ago. 50 cents. We got the green monthly. I mean, this thing went sideways for a long time, had this big parabolic move. This is when everybody's excited. Okay, this is when everyone's having a good time, when things go parabolic and everyone's saying that it's going to go to 10,000 by the end of the year. What do we call that? We call that delusion. Okay, we want to get in before the big move happens. Okay, and I think the big move already happened on XRP. Again, probably a lot of people are going to roast me for that, but as long as we hold 2, it looks okay. But if it breaks down below 2, we're definitely coming back to 150. The level after that would be $1. So I'd be watching 2. If you want to add it 2, add it 150 and add it $1, feel free. But I would be looking for these signals. I'd be looking for the weekly and the monthly signals here for XRP. But everything, all the indicators, I mean, it's red on every chart, right? Red on the daily, red on the weekly, and red on the monthly. So everything's saying bear. I mean, look at the MACD. Oh my gosh, that's so ugly. That's really ugly. So I would use caution here on XRP. Again, hopefully you took some profits up here at $3. Hopefully you took some profits right here. Red dot in the red zone. Red dot in the red zone, 326. Red dot in the red zone, 315. Red dot near the red zone at 308. And now it's down here at 209. So Again, I'm just going off what the data says, folks. If you want to buy XRP, I would wait at least for the weekly dot to play out, and hopefully that'll come above 2. But if it goes down to 150, that'd be okay. But I think there's some better names right now. I like ICP here a lot more than I like XRP. Okay, look where ICP's monthly chart is. Got a green dot here. Look at XRP's. Again, if we're gonna use this strategy, we got to use this strategy. Okay, XRP is not a good buy right here. Okay, red, MACD very extended, dude. I'd rather own ICP. Okay, ICP's way down here. Makes sense. BMNR we covered. Bara, BARA, that looks like a crypto. Looks like a rug pull. I would avoid this one. I'd rather buy ICP. AERO. Keep those requests coming. We got a while, folks. We'll be hanging out here for a while, so just drop your chart requests and stick around. Say what's up. If you guys are watching the replay, say what's up in the comment section. If we can get this video to 300 likes by Friday, I'll give away 100 XRP to somebody. Okay, you guys can watch it on the replay. If you're watching the replay, looks like we got about 110 people watching right now. If you're watching the replay and you see the like button and it's not at 300, smash that like, and I will give away 100 XRP on Friday. And there's not going to be a live stream on Friday, folks. No live stream. I will be traveling with my wife. So this is the only live stream this week. AERO, building the base. You can see very strong base here at 80 cents. Again, we're just watching the weekly here. Okay. Last time we got the weekly was right here in June. 50 cents up to 150. This one came right here in April. 33 cents, 39 cents up to 160. Simply just wait for the signal here, folks. Wait for that signal here on AERO. Okay, if you're in it, you could use a stop loss right there at 69. I see Thom for XTZ. I was looking at this today. Again, I just want to see the weekly. The last weekly came right here at 60 cents. So this has a very strong support level right there at about 46. So either watch for the weekly or the monthly on this one. You need one of those. I did not do WLD. What is WLD? Is this WorldCoin? Yeah, watch for the monthly. I mean, this thing's down here at the 2023 lows. Again, everybody's panicking down here at the all-time low. Okay, it's just this is how the market works, folks. Okay, everyone panics down here. Nobody cares. Everyone's shouting about it up here, right? Everyone wants to buy WorldCoin up here at $10. Okay, no one wants to buy it down here at 66 cents. Okay, I'd watch for a weekly on WorldCoin. Okay, I'm actually going to add this one into the watch list just because I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I don't know too much about the project, but I will add that one in. So that one, if it's in my watch list, it will be called out over here in the Discord when you get those signals. So I'd watch for a weekly or a monthly there on WorldCoin. Okay, when you get that, same thing back here, boom. March went up from $1 all the way up to $2. Back here, it went from $1.40 to $4. So just wait for the signal. That's all we do. That's all we got to do. Yeah, sorry, I don't got a live Friday. I'm actually thinking about taking the rest of the year off after today's stream. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, but the holidays are coming up. My wife and I are going to be traveling a lot, and I kind of just want to take some time off to enjoy the holidays. I'm pretty happy with my portfolio right now and all the positions I'm in. I think these are very solid plays for the next 1 to 6 months. So now it's just a matter of letting these trades play out. And again, we're not here to do this get rich overnight. We're here to buy and hold for 1 to 6 months and catch these big moves, right? We want to catch the big move. We don't care, right, about little pullbacks here from a week-to-week basis. Okay, we're investing in good quality companies, good quality projects, not buying meme coins, not buying penny stocks, and we're looking to sell up in this area. Okay, and we're looking to buy down in this area. So I haven't made up my mind yet on that, but I know for sure there's no live stream on Friday. I will let you guys know in the Discord if I decide to do that. I would be live after the new year, just with Christmas and everything coming. My wife and I, we travel a lot during the holidays, so I don't know that I want to be tied down to a schedule. I might jump on a live stream or something and just for fun, but I might not have anything on the schedule here going into December. Okay, and I think you guys could all take the time off to spend with your family too. There's nothing wrong with that. We can come in here and we can check for the signals every once in a while. and place our positions, and then all we got to do is wait until we hit our targets. Our targets are all the way up here in the red zone. Nothing that I'm holding right now in my portfolio is in the red zone. Wow, Near's getting a really nice bounce here, guys. That thing's up 3%, build the base here. Near's another one that had a really nice move from 170 to 3, and it's pulled back all the way to 2. Another one, we just need that daily on there. Can I do Filecoin on the weekly and the daily, please? Absolutely. Here's the daily. So again, it had this big move from 150 up to $4. If you took profits up here, congratulations. I know some of you guys were, and that was a really good move on your part up here in the red zone. Okay, and now it's pulled back from 4 to 180. So in the last 2 weeks from the high, this thing is down about 50%. So it's a 50% drop in 2 weeks. I would buy the crap out of Filecoin on the next daily. Why? Because we have this monthly. Okay, the monthly dot is the signal to go long, to buy and hold for 1 to 6 months. The weekly looks good. The daily just needs the dot. And if I am not live anymore after this, I will be active in the Discord. I will not shut down from the Discord. I am always active every day in the Discord. It's just a matter of, again, I don't know what my schedule is going to look like during the holidays, and I kind of just want a break. I've been streaming damn near every single Wednesday, Friday, and even Monday for all year. So, I think December is a good time to take a break and come back and I'm not going to sell any of my positions. I'm still long everything, but I just wanted to make that you guys aware of that I might not be live for. This might be the last live of the year of 2025. Again, I'll still be dropping shorts. I'll still be updating you guys over here in the Discord, but live streams may or may not be shut off here. I haven't decided. All I know is for sure Friday, no live stream. So I love you guys. I love you guys a lot. What else we got? Arbitrum, ARB. Yep, keep those requests coming. We're taking them right from the live chat here today, guys. We're just looking at them here on the charts. And ARB, I'm actually in a position of ARB here. Again, it's red on the monthly, so all we need is a green monthly or a green weekly. Okay, you can see the last time we got the weeklies was right around this same price range. It popped up to 50. So I'm looking for the weekly or the monthly here on ARB. I'm still holding that one. And again, I'm looking to add on the next monthly or weekly signal here. One of the two. But again, very deep on the wave. We love that. Okay, we don't want to sell till this wave comes back up here. What else we got? H-bar. H-bar. H-bar's down here at 14 cents. So again, I'm going to revert you to any altcoin you're watching right now. Whatever it is, look at the weekly chart. Look at the weekly chart. Okay, every time H-bar has been down here on this blue wave, it has been a buying opportunity. Buying opportunity. Buying opportunity. It may not seem like it right now on a day-to-day basis as we're red. But you're going to see these names rebound. And when we start to turn the corner here, okay, we're going to get a big explosive move to the upside. Okay, it's going to happen. It always does. Again, these markets don't go straight up or straight down. They move in waves, Okay, and this one has solid support down here at 12 to 13. All I would look for on H-bar is a green dot there on the monthly. Yeah, Roger, I'll be going live if that happens. But I really don't think the parabolic move is going to happen now till like probably February, March, sometime in the new year. So I'm not saying I'm never going to go live. All I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to have a live schedule, meaning Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. might not be the set time. I might just randomly go live one day because I have time and I'm at home and I'm not doing anything. Does that make sense? So I'm not leaving or anything. Part of me just wants a break from live streaming, and part of me just wants to come back with a fresh perspective. And again, I don't think we're going to be at the top by the end of December. So there's really nothing to worry about. I think if you're holding and buying down here, you're beating everybody else because the majority of people are panicking. The majority of people are quitting. And when that happens, right, when this fear and greed index, I mean, I showed you guys this at the beginning of stream, right? The fear and greed index, the last time we were down here this low was in April. And you guys just pull up your chart and look where the price was in April compared to where it went to. Okay, 15 was where the fear and greed index was there on the 8th of April. Okay, so let's just go to H-bar here in April. April was right here. 14 cents up to 30, 100% move. Okay, Ethereum, $1,600 back here in April. $1,600 on Ethereum. You think people were buying Ethereum here? No. I was telling you guys to buy like at 2000, but I was getting called an idiot for buying right here at 2000. Okay. And then it popped up to 5. And then what is everybody doing? Everybody's talking about Ethereum. Everyone's having a good time. Everybody just wants to buy Ethereum. Why is that? It's the psychology of the market, folks. It's the logical perspective of the market, right? When this happens, everyone gets excited. When this happens, everyone is in despair. This is when people quit. This is when people are toast. They go chase the next shiny object. Again, this is what the market does, folks. The markets don't go straight up forever. They move in waves. They go sideways, they go up, they go down. Okay? The only 3 things the market can do is go up, down, or sideways. Okay, you have to try to determine as a trader where we are at. Are we down here? Are we up here? I will tell you right now, the fact that we are at 16 on the Fear and Greed Index tells you that we are down here. Okay, we're somewhere in this range. So if you're buying right here, and it might suck. It might go, if you buy today, it might go down tomorrow. It might go down next week. But if in the next 6 months, okay, if this thing, when stuff rebounds, you're going to be very happy you were buying right now. You're going to be very happy you were loading your bags right now, and you weren't loading your bags up here when everyone was really excited about it. Where were we on Ethereum? What was that? Back in September? Look at that. Red dot on the weekly there in September at $4,800. It's down 30% now. So, again, it's all psychology, folks. Again, I try to keep everything based on everything I try to talk about and give you guys. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that looks at information. I look at charts. I look at data, and I give my input here on YouTube. None of this is financial advice. It is, hey, here's some information. Take with it what you want, okay, and use it to your advantage, okay? And I'm also here to gather information from you guys. So this is not a one-all, be-all thing. This community is not about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us working together. So if you're going to bring the negative energy in the chat or anything like that and say, oh my God, I'm down. We're all down over the last couple of weeks. Everybody's down on positions, okay? What matters is how you react, okay? Are you going to get emotional and are you going to make an impulsive decision? Or are you just going to wait it out, okay? Go outside. Don't look at the screen for the next week. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at the price. And just wait till stuff rebounds. Wait till these signals come in. Again, everything I share here, folks, is all based on logic, data, and discipline. Logic, data, and discipline. It's the LDD method. Okay? There's nothing else to it. Everything we do is backed by data. I can zoom out of Ethereum's chart and show you guys that every time this wave was down here, okay? Down here, down here, down here. We're getting down there again. It was a good time to buy Ethereum if you were long. Okay, if you were long, 1 to 6 months out, or a year out, okay, thinking 1 to 6 months, minimum of 6 months, okay, it was always a good time to buy. Is this time going to be different? I don't know, but based on the data from all the way back here in 2016, it's been a good time to buy. You have never lost money on Ethereum by buying when this wave was down here. Never, since 2016. You have never lost money, okay? So you can go off what your emotions say, or you can go off what the data says. That's all there is to it. That's all there is. The only thing we should be waiting for on Ethereum and our names are a green dot. That's it. That's it. That's our strategy. If you don't like the strategy, go find another channel. This is our strategy, folks. So again, if you don't have a strategy, you should probably find a strategy. But no strategy is 100%. Okay, I think our strategy is very accurate over a long. If you're seriously willing to wait 6 months on these signals, I think our strategy is anywhere from 75 to 85% accurate. If you're buying good names, if you're buying crappy coins and meme coins and penny stocks, okay, that percentage is probably going to go down. But if you can wait at least 6 months, okay, and you're buying down here, you're buying the green dots down here, I would say anywhere from 75 to 85%, you're making a good trade. And then if you spread that out across 20 names, like I do, okay, I never like to exceed more than 5% on any one position. Okay, your ability to be right on 20 names is much higher at a 75 to 85% win rate than if you just go all in on one thing. So again, just look at the monthly, look at the macro timeframes, try to understand where we're going in the next 1 to 6 months. That's what we're trying to do here. Okay, we're not trying to day trade and get rich tomorrow. We're trying to buy and hold and catch these big moves. Ethereum, again, we called it out. We called the monthly out at $2,000. You guys can go back to June, TikTok. I said every day, you should be buying Ethereum right now. You should be buying Ethereum right now. You should be buying Ethereum right now. Should you be buying Ethereum right now? I wouldn't. I wouldn't touch it here at 2,900 with a red dot. But again, names like ICP, same signal. Okay, names like Filecoin, same signal. Okay, a lot of these names that I'm holding are setting up very, very nicely over the next 1 to 6 months. I don't care if my name goes down 20% tomorrow because my vision is 1 to 6 months out. Okay, if I'm down like I told you, I'm down 30 or 40% on my DJT. Okay, I actually averaged down on it with some calls throughout this week down here at $10 because $10 is where it opened up at 2021. DJT is at a 4-year low, the lowest price in 4 years. Okay, people are calling me a moron for buying it here. I don't care. Okay, I'm buying it at the lowest price in 4 years. Logically, that makes sense. It makes sense to buy at the lowest price in 4 years. It doesn't make sense to buy up here at $80 like the majority of people are doing. Okay, I want to sell this. I want to sell when it's up here. I want to buy. I want to add when it's down here. Does that make sense? What's up, Tulio? He says, hello, greetings. What's up, my man? Luke says OP. Okay, once again, any cryptocurrency, we're looking at the macro time frames. Okay, I would watch OP for a weekly dot here. Okay, that weekly dot, this thing looks like it's probably going to bottom. The 20 cents looks like the bottom for it. Again, wait for the monthly or wait for the weekly. Okay, if you're buying it down here, though, you're buying it at a 3-year low. 2022 was the last time this was this cheap. So I don't like the fact that it actually broke that level. So I would look for the monthly on this one. Bob says WLFI. This is Trump's World Liberty Financial Token. I think 10 cents is the bottom for this one. Okay, I'd be watching the daily here, looking for a daily dot. It's building a nice base right there at 13. I would just make sure that one holds on to 10 cents. Okay, just kind of going sideways here. Again, markets only do 3 things, guys. Markets only do 3 things. Okay, when you're looking at the macro time frame, they go up, they go down, or they go sideways. Okay, WLFI right now is in a consolidation pattern going sideways. When it goes sideways, that's when it's doing this. Okay, it's setting up for a move. Okay, when this thing explodes is when you're going to want to sell this thing. Okay, it was all the way up there at 55 cents when it opened. It's sitting at 33 here. PayPal, good request. I added to this today. I was down 50% on my options contracts. I was buying options somewhere around here. I went ahead and doubled my position today. Again, I call out all my trade alerts over here whenever I take a trade or sell something. I call them out. I made 40% on these puts on PLTR. I sold half today. I'm still holding half. PayPal, though, I bought the 135 calls for 2027. If you guys are not familiar with options, I do have an options course over here. You guys can take. That's gonna teach you how to buy and sell stock options. But I did double my position on PayPal here at $60. I like this one a lot down here in the golden zone. The last time PayPal was in the golden zone was back here in April. Okay, this is actually one of my favorite trades right now on PayPal. I think this thing's going to do very, very well. And our target's up here between 88 and 92. Okay, great earnings. They're crushing their earnings. They're making $8.2 billion a quarter. PayPal's a very, very strong company. They're not going anywhere. They're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, payments company for online transactions out there. Okay, so this thing's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Yes, I'm still shorting Tesla. Still shorting Tesla. If it breaks back over like 420, I'll probably sell it. You see the waves getting pretty far down there on the daily. The weekly is very ugly, though. The weekly is very ugly. So is Nvidia still up? Is Nvidia still up after hours, or did it sell off? Nvidia is going to be a very important thing to watch because, again, if Nvidia can drag the market up with it, that's going to be a good thing for the bulls. Really good thing for the bulls. And it is still up. It's still up. It's sitting around 200. I think it needs to break. I think Nvidia needs to break over 200 to really be like a serious breakout. But until it breaks over 200, I don't think it's going anywhere. So Tesla, again, look at the weekly. Looks awful. Look at the monthly. Looks awful. That's why I'm shorting it. Okay, it just looks... It looks terrible. Okay, and the daily even looks worse. If the daily gets a green dot here tomorrow, okay, I might consider selling half my position. I think I'm up around 25% right now on the short. So if it breaks down below 400, though, Tesla's in trouble. Okay, I'd be targeting 240. So I sold half of my PLTR puts and half of my Nvidia puts today. So I just simply took profits because Nvidia reporting earnings is a pretty big deal. And they crushed. So I'm glad I took at least half of my position off. I reduced my risk there. Wow, NIR's really starting to go up here. I like this candle forming today on NIR. That looks really good. What else we got? PayPal though, again, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite stocks right now. Literally one of my favorite stocks to play right now down here in the golden zone. Again, right where we bounced at back in April. Boom. Okay, I really like PayPal. Okay, if you really want to time the bottom, wait for the weekly, but I think 60 is the bottom. I think it's going to bottom at 60. If it goes down to, I don't see it going down to 50. I think 60 is the bottom here for PayPal. What else? Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink's a tricky one because it does have that red monthly. I'm still holding my position on it here at 13. I think my average cost is around 14. I dumped it all up here at 20 before that big sell-off there. So it's back down to 13. We bounced back at 11 back here in June and went all the way up to 30. So it's back down at these levels. Some buyers are stepping in here. It has the daily. But again, with any altcoin right now, I am watching the weekly like a hawk. The last time we got a weekly dot here on Link was right here at 13 bucks. We're sitting at 13, so that bounced all the way up to 30. I really like Chainlink. I think that is one of the best crypto plays you could possibly make, and that thing is pumping right now. It is getting some buyers stepping in here, so that's good to see. I do think we're really close to a bottom. Again, I think the bottom will be in for these altcoins. As soon as you guys see these weekly alerts popping over here, okay, I'm going to say that will be the bottom. So when Chainlink prints a green dot here on the weekly, that will be the confirmation that we are going higher. Until that happens, I would be sitting on my hands. I'm not looking to buy any other crypto unless we get a weekly or unless we get a monthly. Okay, one of the two. Okay, but I think the weekly will be the tell here. It has very strong support right there at around 12.50. Okay, if that breaks, we'll have to look for the $10 range. But again, Chainlink, very strong crypto project. I think it's one of the best fundamental names you could possibly buy when it comes to utility. So I'm watching the weekly there for Chainlink, but I do have a position on that. And I think my average cost is like 14 to 14.50. So I still like Link a lot. That Link's one of the cryptos I would buy and hold forever. Like I like it more than Ethereum, Bitcoin, every single name. GRT. GRT down here at 5 cents. One thing I want to point out on GRT is that we're back here at the 2023 low. Look at the last time we hit. That was 2023 at 4 cents. It popped all the way up to 50 cents. So again, look for the green monthly on GRT. You're buying it at the 3-year low. The lowest price in 3 years. As everybody's screaming, as everybody's shouting, oh, crypto winter, it's all over. Everything's going down. We're all going to die. Okay, that's the sentiment right now. We are in extreme, not just fear, extreme fear. Okay? Extreme fear. What does Warren Buffett say? He says, buy when others are fearful, sell when they're greedy. We are in extreme fear. People are extremely fearful right now. That's not my saying. That's not my doing. That is the indicator's doing. Okay? Extreme fear. This wave is way down here. I think if you're picking up GRT at 5 cents and you believe in the project, I think it's a great place to be adding. IMX from Joe. Yeah, keep those chart requests coming. We're taking these right out of the chat. IMX has a red monthly. So I'd be watching for the weekly. This is pretty serious support down here. Down here at 35. I would probably use a stop loss on this at 29 cents. Okay, I don't know too much about this project. It did give us a green monthly here. Now it's giving us a red. So it really needs to hold these lows again. You're buying it at the 2023 lows right now. So these are major support levels. I mean, these are 3-year lows we are testing, guys. Do you guys understand that? Think what you were doing 3 years ago. You probably don't even remember what you were doing 3 years ago. Okay, you weren't buying the dip. I'll tell you that. You weren't buying down here at 38 cents. Now, what do you do? Okay, are you panic selling down here at the 3-year low? Okay, and hopefully you're buying projects that you know and believe in. I don't know what Immutable does, IMX. I know we called this signal up, but I don't know enough about the project to want to buy it here. So if you're looking at it from a technical perspective, I would make sure it holds 30 cents. I put a stop loss at 29. What else we got? Does STX still have a green weekly? It doesn't have a monthly yet. No, it faded away. Faded away. Again, we're down here at the 2023 lows. It doesn't. It faded away. So just because a dot pops up doesn't mean it's going to stay. Tom says 3 years ago I was making 25K to 40K per month in Airbnb. Dang, dude. You still doing that now? What else we got? TLT. This is the bonds. 20-year bonds. What's this thing doing? Weekly's fading. Monthly's green. Looks interesting down here at 88 bucks. It's green on the monthly, so you'd be looking for the daily dots. Looking for the daily on TLT. What happened, Thom? You just quit, or did it just get too... I heard there's a lot of regulations and stuff now with Airbnb. I just don't want to manage people, man. I don't want to manage renters. That just sounds awful. Theta, we need the monthly. FIS. FIS needs the monthly. Okay, you need the monthly. Yeah, you need the monthly on that one. What's silver doing? SLV. Everyone was jacked up about silver. It's up here in the red zone. I wouldn't be touching silver up here at 50. It's at all-time highs. Yeah, regulations, I figured. Can you just take a look at token user? I don't know what that is. What's the ticker? Type the ticker, if you will. ALEO from Justin. What's going on, Justin? This one looked like a rug pull. I don't know anything about this project, so if you like it, I would say 18 cents is probably a good place. Yeah, I would say long term's a lot easier. I have a rental myself that I rent out and got a really good renter in there. Don't even have to think about it. They pay rent every month. I don't even have to ask, and I couldn't imagine having people coming and going like every other day. That'd be a pain. 25 to 40K though. You put that much in front of me a month, maybe I'll have a change of heart. But WU has a good dividend. Is it a buy now? Western Union. It does have a monthly, so if you're buying it for the dividend, I would say it looks like a good spot for it. I would just make sure it holds 750. I'd use a stop loss at 750 if you're going to play this thing here. Steve for ROP. Sorry, brother. I got you. That one's coming down here. I would look for the green dot here on the monthly, or the weekly is showing here. So if you wanted to play the weekly, all you'd have to do is use a stop loss right there, and I would call it 425. 425 on the stop loss if you're going to play that weekly. Because what that dot tells you is that, hey, this is the bottom, right? This is the bottom. And it's not going to be the bottom, though, if that level breaks. So I'd be a buyer here, and I'd use a stop loss at like 430. Or just buy it here and then wait for the monthly and buy it again once you get this confirmation from the big one, from the bigger chart. I already did BMNR. You're going to have to watch the replay. It's too hard to read. I can't see anything. The monthly's red, the weekly's red, and the daily is melting down here. So if it comes down to 20, I might take a stab at BMNR, but I'd just rather buy Ethereum outright than buy a treasury company, to be honest with you. WU is good for the if you're buying it for the dividend, buy it for the dividend. It's at an all-time low, so you're buying it at the lowest price ever. So I would say the lowest price ever is probably a good price if it's a good quality company. If it's a good quality company, it's going to go back up. Yeah, competent cleaners. Yeah, that would be tough. That would be tough. Long term's the way to go in anything, in investing, in renting, stay long. No, let's not try to get rich quick, because it doesn't happen. If getting rich quick was easy, everyone would do it and everyone would be rich, but it's not. Okay, making money in the markets, making money in anything is it takes time. Okay, and I think if we have patience at these levels, we're going to be rewarded, because a lot of people don't have patience. A lot of people see their accounts down today and they're panicking. They're running for the hills. They don't know what to do. Guys, we're using logic here. Markets always bounce back. They always have bounced back from the beginning of time. Okay, every pullback that's ever happened on Bitcoin was always met with a rally. Okay, I'm not saying this pullback is over, but every time it pulls back, every time this wave is down here, it is a great time to buy, as you can see on the chart, okay? And again, all we need is the signal. So, yes, does it suck that the markets have been selling off for 4 weeks in a row? Yes, it does. But think of it as like a slingshot, right? You pull the slingshot back, and then boom, it snaps back. So, I'd love to see some consolidation, right? Just go sideways for a bit instead of the falling knife. Let's go sideways and then rip. But Nvidia beating their earnings is good. That's a good thing, okay, for the bulls. That gives the bulls a little bit of hope, but it is still very overbought on the macro time frames. I really like this circle buy today. I think I bought it at 67, and it's already at 71. But, I mean, this thing was at $300 back here in June. And it's all the way back down to where it IPO'd. So I feel really good about that buy today. and all that legislation passing with the stable coins. I mean, Circle, again, Circle owns USDC. USDC is the largest, the biggest altcoin, or I'm sorry, the biggest stable coin in the market, in the crypto market. Okay, and if governments and stuff are going to a stable coin backed payment system, Circle should do very well because they own the largest stable coin out there. So I really like that buy today. I'm pretty stoked on that. TNYA. TNYA is going to have a monthly. And in here on the daily, you should be looking to add on the daily. So you got a daily dot right here, November 10th, around $1.27. It's at $1.20. So you're getting it at the same price these dots came on. So I like this one as long as it holds on to $1. It's a therapeutics company, though. They don't have any revenue, so you're buying a penny stock. SUI. SUI is getting pounded. Wow, that thing's under 2 now. Look at that, just falling off a cliff. Again, where's everyone excited about this one at? Where's everyone talking about S? No one's talking about SUI anymore, right? Everyone's talking about it up here at $5. No one cares about it down here at 160. I like SUI. I do like SUI. 150 looks strong, but again, I'm going to revert you to the weekly chart. When you see the weekly signal come on SUI, that is going to be the place to attack. That is going to be the place to take hold, okay? If this thing comes down to $1, I would load up. Okay, I think $1 would be the place where we bounce. We could bounce right here at 150. The best thing we can do is sit on our hands. I'm not buying any more crypto until we get these weekly signals. As soon as these come, guys, and I'm thinking they're going to come probably sometime in December. Okay, I'm thinking December 1st to probably midway through the month. Okay, maybe even sooner than that, depending on the price action. Okay, but I do think they're going to come sometime in December, and I think we're going to rally all the way into April or March. Where did the last bull run top at? What month was it? Back here in 2021. Does anyone remember? March. It was April. April is when it topped back here in 2021. That was the last bull run. Okay, so that's what I'm targeting. Anywhere from March to April of next year to sell my cryptocurrency. Okay, to sell these altcoins that we're buying today. So April is 4 months away, right? December, January, March, April. That's 4 months away. So again, I'm buying right now for the prices in 1 to 6 months. 4 months is in that time frame. Okay? It's in that time frame. So again, the best thing you can do on SUI is simply just wait for the signal. Okay? There's no data on the monthly. I guess there is data on the monthly now. Okay, the best thing you can do now, 150 looks like an interesting spot. Okay, after that it's going to be $1. So the second you see that weekly come through on SUI, I think that's where you attack it. But if you buy it here at 150 and then buy it again if it dips down here to 50 to $1, I don't think that anything is going to be hurt. But I would wait for the signal here. Ray, this is one of the largest altcoins on Solana's ecosystem. And again, I'm just going to revert you to the weekly chart. Okay, we're right down here at $1. I actually really like this. Is one of the largest Solana ecosystem plays here. So if you like Solana, this is another good name to pay attention to. This is one of the largest projects that is built on their platform. Okay, it's like the Uniswap of Solana. They're the DEX that people transact with and stake liquidity pools on. So with that being said, I like this one at $1. I really do. If you want the bottom, wait for the weekly. Okay, this weekly signal came back here in April. 140 all the way up to $4. This thing was as high as $8 here. It was as high as 16 back here in the last bull run of 2021. So I like Ray a lot too, man. I'm waiting for the weekly signal. I'm telling you guys, the weekly signals are going to print. They're going to call the bottom when it happens. Okay, because again, you zoom out. Every time this thing was green and the wave was down here, it was always a time to buy. There was never a bad time to buy. Okay, same thing is going to happen here. I think $1 is the bottom. I really like this project. I like it a lot. Nike on the weekly. Nike on the weekly. Needs the green. This thing's stuck in a really bad downtrend. I don't like Nike. I don't think anyone's buying their $100 t-shirts anymore. So, yeah, that monthly chart looks really ugly. I want to buy Nike at like $20. That'd be awesome. I'd wait for the monthly on this. Okay, if you want to play the weekly, you can play the weekly. Just make sure it holds this low right here at 50. 50 breaks, Nike's in trouble. What else we got? DOW. I'm also in this position as well. They have a really nice dividend. That weekly chart doesn't look too hot, but the monthly looks really good. Okay, we're right back down here to the lows of 2020, COVID lows. And we're down here in the bottom of the golden zone as well. So I'm holding this one. They have a really nice dividend, had a really nice earnings call. They missed on revenue but beat on earnings. I like it down here at 20 still. I'm holding on to that one, collecting that dividend. Whittaker says, has anyone ever told you to the goat? Thanks, man. I've just been doing this a really long time. I've been doing this for 8 years, guys. 8 years. I've been through many bull markets, many bear markets. Okay. Again, logic, data, discipline. Okay, I appreciate you calling me the GOAT, but I've just put in the work, man. 8 years of charting has led me to this point, and, I just love talking about it. I love sharing it, and I love our community. So it's a great, I am truly blessed. I thank God every day for the Overkill community. I ask him to just bless it, and here we are, man. We're growing like crazy. I mean, you're never out. That's the thing. You're never out until you sell, until you give up. Okay, that's just not in the markets. That's everything in life. So just keep that in mind. Okay, you're never out. As long as you're buying good projects, good companies, you really don't got anything to worry about over time if you could be patient. Look at Dow, right? This is one of the biggest chemical companies in the world. This thing is sold off for how many months is that? That's like 13 months of going down. Okay. Do you want to buy after 13 months of going up or going down? I want to buy after 13 months of going down. Okay. That's it. So, again, just listen to the signals. Just listen to the data. Just listen to the logic. That's all we're doing, guys. You can't be emotional in trading. I know it's very hard when you have weeks like the last couple of weeks to get emotional. I understand. I get it. Okay. After a while, though, you just come to realize that, hey, markets going down is part of being in the markets, okay? And again, you don't lose on a position until you sell, okay? Until you sell, you don't lose. I know it's really not hard to wrap your mind around, but that's how it works, okay? If one of Thom's Airbnbs went down, right? Say he bought an Airbnb, he was renting it out, and the value of it went down by 50%. Do you think Thom would rush to his real estate agent and say, hey, I want to sell this house because it's down 50%? No. Okay. And it's harder to sell a house because you have to go through an agent, because you have to go through a title company, because you have to go through a lot of steps. If you want to sell a stock, all you got to do now is open up your phone and click a button and you sell it. Okay. That day you got overly emotional or just couldn't take it anymore, and you just decide, okay, my emotions are in control. I'm opening up my phone and I'm hitting sell. Okay. You can't do that with like a house. you can't. Okay, do you think a farmer would go sell all his cattle if the beef price went down by 50%? No, that's not a good strategy. You want to just wait it out. Markets always recover. Again, markets only do three things, guys. They go up, they go down, and they go sideways. As long as you're buying somewhere down here and not up here, okay, you're gonna win. Okay, we're not buying Dow up here. We're buying it down here, and we're waiting. Okay, collecting a dividend and waiting for it to rebound. Appreciate that, Thom. Yeah, I don't know. This could be the last live stream of the year, guys. I might take the rest of the year. There's no live stream on Friday. Again, holidays are coming up. I encourage all you guys to spend time with your family. Don't be worrying about charts. Don't be worrying about money. Don't be worrying about. Spend some time with your family. Take the time to get good quality time with them and not be thinking about the markets or what the price of whatever's doing, right? We gotta keep our priorities straight, right? Money is just a tool. Money should not be an idol, okay? We're obviously in the markets, so we have to be somewhat aware, but don't make it your whole life. Don't be checking the price every hour or everything. I don't even have the TradingView app on my phone, okay? I want to check it when I'm on my computer, okay? I don't want to obsess about it every 10 minutes looking at the price. I check my computer maybe once or twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Okay. With our strategy, we don't have to obsess about the price on a day-to-day basis. We don't have to. Okay, we don't have to sit in front of our computers for 8 hours a day and look at the price. We're not day traders. We're 1 to 6 months out. Everything you're buying today or holding today, you should be looking to March, April timeframe. Okay, March, April, June, July. Okay, that is the time frame we should be having in our minds right now for the seeds that we're planting today. We got to think about ourselves like farmers in this market. Okay, I grew up in a farming family. Okay, a farmer doesn't plant a seed and dig it up every day to see if it's growing. Okay, there's times to plant seeds and there's times to harvest the crop. Right now, we are in a season where we should be planting our seeds. All of these positions we've been taking over the last month or two, okay, these are all seeds we're putting in the ground. Okay, planting, 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 planting. And we are waiting to hit our targets. I talked about our sell strategy at the beginning. If you guys are joining a little late, I have a full free, completely free trading course over here in the Discord. You guys can join that. There's a link in the description. It's also pinned to the live chat here. But there's 7 or 8 videos over here that'll tell you more and more about our strategy and how we look at the markets. Again, planting season and harvesting season. Right now is not harvesting season. Right now is planting season. We should have the tractor. We should be out in the field, and we should be putting our seeds in the ground. Okay, because when harvest season comes around, and we hit our sell targets, which is going to be up here in the red zone, that's when we're going to be harvesting everything that we've been planting over the last couple of weeks. What am I using to short Tesla? The ETF is called TSDD. TSDD. This is the short Tesla ETF here. TSDD is the ticker. Yeah, Solana. So Solana does have a red monthly dot. Okay, so that is concerning, right? But what we're watching for right now is the weekly. We're bouncing at a pretty good spot. I would just look for the weekly on Solana here. Okay, the last one came right here back in April. Boom, bounced from 100 all the way up to 250. I'd say as long as Solana can hold on to that 120 level, it looks good. Ada Cardano. Same thing. Look at the weekly. Lena. And again, guys, no live stream on Friday. I will still drop the watch list over here in the Discord for you guys. I'll still drop the watch list over here like I do every single week. But there will not be a live stream. I will be traveling with my wife. Lena, wow, this thing's pulled back pretty hard here. Again, 6, 7, 8 weeks of pulling back. If you believe in the project, that looks like a pretty good spot for it. What does this one do, Candy? What does this one do? We can actually look that up. It's at a penny right now. So we do have a research tool over here for you guys. It's called the research tool. So if you guys want to look up a crypto or a stock, you can type in /info and then type in the ticker. So this one's Lena, and it's a crypto, and it will pull up all the information about the about it. So it's built on the Ethereum network, $165 million market cap, and it looks like it has a lot to do with Ethereum. So looks interesting. I like it a lot here at a penny. If you believe in the project, it looks like it's probably going to bottom right here. What else we got? Riot. I've been looking at these crypto miners really hard over the last couple of days. They've really pulled back here. I actually like Mara more than any of them, just because Mara is down here at the bottom of the fib. So bottom of the fib is always a good place to buy here on the Fibonacci. If you guys watch my trading course, you'll see why. But it does have a monthly red, so you just want to use extreme caution. It has a really strong support down here at $10. If 10 breaks, it'll probably go down here to like 3. But I don't think it's a bad place to be buying Mara here at $11. It got the green daily. I almost bought this one today, but I didn't pull the trigger. I did not pull the trigger. So if you get back over 12, that should send it higher. Target would be up there at 26. But that one, CLSK, is another crypto miner. Also, big pullback here. We were buying this one back here at 7. It went all the way up to 22, and it's had a really nasty pullback over the last couple of weeks. So these pullbacks are actually, I really like them, right? A big dramatic pullback like this, I mean, that's a 60% pullback in the matter of 3 or 4 weeks, right? That's a huge retracement. So that does look interesting there. It just really depends on what Bitcoin's going to do. Is Bitcoin going to bottom here at 90, or is it going to crash down here to like 70 or 60? Okay, down here in this range. Okay, it's hard to tell right now. It's really hard to tell. I'll be more sure what Bitcoin's going to do when we get that green dot on the weekly chart. WU, we already covered it, my man. Polygon, or we covered SUI, my friend. You're gonna have to watch the replay on that one. If you guys could just type in the tickers. Polygon again, just look for the weekly. Okay, that one's breaking out down to all-time lows. Not my favorite. P10. Energy. I don't know, man. Look for the daily. It's green on the monthly, so you want to look for the daily if you're using our strategy. So that should probably come in the next couple days. That one doesn't look like it's going to break down below $5. As long as it holds on to 5, it looks strong. Aptos, APT. I sold my Aptos the other day and bought more ICP. It's just sitting down here at 285. I did enter off this golden dot here. It does still have a target of 6 to 7. I just feel more comfortable in something like ICP here. I think ICP is a stronger, more tested project. I just honestly don't know a lot about APT. That's why I ended up selling it. Coinbase, good request. Good request. Okay, this one's down here at 260. Once again, reverting to the weekly chart. Where was the last time I got a weekly dot? That was back here in April. 170 all the way up to 4. It is red on the monthly, though, so you want to use caution on this. The closer it gets to 200, the more I like it. But first thing I want to wait for is that weekly signal. That'll be your signal to go long there. We just covered Polygon. I got a couple more here for you. ATH. And again, guys, if you guys are watching the replay, if we can get this video to 100 likes, or I'm sorry, 300 likes, I'll give away 100 XRP. Okay, I'll give away 100 XRP over here in the Discord if we can get to 300 likes. If you're watching the replay, drop a comment. Let me know you're watching. Say what's up. Smash that like. And again, 300 likes by Friday, and I will do a 100 XRP giveaway over here. We did a 10-link giveaway a couple weeks ago when we hit 300. So let's go ahead and do it again. ATH down here, all-time low. Wait for the signal there. Axel. Oxler. Boom. That one's got a weekly. This one has a weekly signal. Doesn't have the monthly yet though, but the weekly is showing here at 13 cents. So if you wanna play that one there on the weekly, go ahead. Okay, down there. I mean, it's at an all-time low right now. So you're buying it at the lowest price ever. Yeah, I did MU. I'm sorry, I did WU, Western Digital. Okay, I said make sure it holds 750. Again, it's at an all-time low. So if you're asking if this is a good price at an all-time low, it's at the lowest price it's ever been. So it has to be a good price. If you believe in the project, you should be buying it down here off that green monthly at around 850. Target is up here at around 11. But if you're buying it for the dividend, buy it for the dividend and hold it. And when this wave comes back up here on the monthly, sell it. Pinlink, this thing's getting crushed too. This is another trade I took that has really gone the other way on me. I entered this one, I think, at first around 40, and then I bought more around 25. So I'm down like 50% on this. But they pay 25% dividend, so I'm just waiting for the weekly on this. I'm waiting for that weekly to pop. I think this one's going to turn the corner. When it does, it'll turn really fast. And they are actually paying, I believe, I think it's like 25% over here on their website. Again, this is a very new project. But yeah, they're paying around 23%. So right now I have all mine staked. You can see that I've earned 79 coins. I think I just harvested them yesterday. So I'm earning around 100 a day right now with what I have staked. So I'm just collecting the 23%. And when this thing decides to pop off and go back up, okay, when this weekly wave comes back up here, that's when I'm going to decide to sell. But as of right now, I'm just staking and holding that one. Again, very new project. I think it's like a $10 million market cap or something like that. So it's very new. And I would say it's a riskier play just because it's new, but just because it's new doesn't mean it's risky, right? It just came out in December of 2024. So it's only been around a year, and I just like it. It hasn't even printed a green dot on the weekly yet for the first time. And when that happens, right, we'll just ride it up, and then we'll take our profits. I don't like Nike. I just don't like the fundamentals of the company. Right, they're making $10 billion a quarter. I guess that's pretty good, but I don't think they're making as much money as they once were back here in 2021. Because I don't think anyone has money to buy a frickin' $100 T-shirt. Right, as long as it holds that level there at 60, I guess it's okay. If you're in it, I just set a stop loss at 59. AVAX from Dylan. What's going on, brother? AVAX just needs the weekly. DOT, same thing. All these cryptos, folks, I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to wait for the weekly signals. Okay, that'll be another place where we can say, okay, this looks like the potential bottom here. Again, those will be called out over here inside the weekly alerts section of the Discord. If you guys can't see the alerts, it's because you're not a member. You guys can join for as little as $4 a month right now by clicking on this link right here. Got a couple more here. Intel's coming down. Got the red dot there on the weekly back at around 40. I think it's still green on the monthly. Yeah, it's still green on the monthly, but it is definitely having a pullback here. I'd like to buy this one around 30. I wouldn't jump the gun on this one just yet. Okay, at least wait for the daily or the weekly alert to come back. I like Uniswap a lot. I'm not so sure about Litecoin, but I really like Uniswap. I got a pretty big position on Uniswap. Okay, that one's green on the weekly. Uniswap is one of the only ones with a green weekly. Filecoin also has a green weekly, and ICP. Those are like my top three alts right now. ICP, File, and Uniswap, just because of how their charts have already given signal. PRTS from Jimmy. What's going on, brother? Yeah, this looks like a rug pull. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It's a penny stock. H-bar we covered. You have to watch the replay. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, brother. And that looks like it for today, guys. Again, no live on Friday, but I will be active over here in the Discord. So if you guys need me, just hit me up over here inside support chat. Again, if you guys like the indicators that we use today, if you want to download my entire trading layout, come over here to the trading indicator tab, click on this link. If you have any trouble downloading it, just email me. My email is right here. But you're going to get all the indicators we talked about today. The MACD, the red and green dots, the stochastic RSI, all of the Fibonacci zones, the moving averages. Your layout, your screen will look exactly like my screen when you come over here and click on this link. And again, it takes a couple of clicks and everything loads directly up into your TradingView account. Again, if you guys are trading altcoins right now, I'm going to advise to look at the weekly. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's just what I'm doing with the data that I'm given. Weekly alerts will call the bottom for a lot of these altcoins. So stay tapped in, guys. I'll be live over here. I'm not sure when I'm going to go live again, so just stay tuned. I'll make an announcement over here. But the holidays are coming up. I encourage you guys, go spend some time with your family. Take a little break from the charts. Okay, it's been a bloody couple of weeks. You don't have to sell anything. You can go away. You can do something else. You can spend time doing something else. If you guys need me, hit me up here in the support chat. Again, we're just sitting here waiting on our signals, folks. Those signals will be our signal that, hey, the bottom's in here. Okay, you've seen ARB get one there on the daily, but it doesn't have the weekly yet. So watch for those weekly alerts on these alts. I think we're really, really close to a bottom, guys. Watch the VIX. If you guys didn't watch my video on TikTok today, go watch it. Okay, this VIX is telling us that the bottom is very, very close. Okay, we're very close. We're within weeks. So that being said, folks, that's it for today. God bless you all. I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys need me, hit me up over here in the Discord. Again, put your questions in support chat to get answered. And if you guys want to shoot me an email, if you're not in the support chat, just click on Trading Indicator, and then my email is right here. You guys can shoot me an email. I check my emails. I clear my emails every single day. So with that being said, guys, have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving if we're not live again by then. God bless you all, and we'll see you soon. Peace.